Hmm. 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 Okay, now I'm good to go. Shit. All right. Let me share this out. I'm so late with this, but it is what it is with this. I'm so late. I'm so late. I'm so late. Okay. Okay, let me share this out real quick, real quick, real quick. All right. We are working. Okay. Mm, mm. All right. We shared up and shared out. At the end of the day, yeah. So I know my mic probably still off a little bit, but I ain't super laggy like I was. I got to fix my mic in a little while, right? I'll figure that out. I don't want to tweak no settings while I'm on air. However, right back down though. So first game on the docket here. Where I was at with this video right here. I mean, with this game. This game is weird. It's weird to me, right? Now, this is what I like. Let's get this money for sure. It's rolled up. All right, pass it to me. But no, what my thing about this game here is listen, I'm definitely scared of this ballpark. One more thing before we get into it. Let's see if we could let me see. Okay. Let me see something. I didn't check no weather today. I didn't check any weather today. Okay, my mic is good. Appreciate it. Baltimore, Cincinnati. Rain peaks this afternoon and gradually decreases through the evening. A late start or delay is possible. I say a late start is more likely of the two. I haven't locked in anything right now, so I've got my pencil and pen ready right here because I'm going to speed through this, right? A late start and a clean game is even more likely than that. So hopefully, if they just hold off for a second, then we can try to get that game in. But I'll talk about Colorado and Pittsburgh. The truly ugly stuff should hold off. My guess is they play through a few showers, though I can't rule out a delay. Green, yellow. Los Angeles Angels at Cleveland, spotty showers should hold south. Okay, so we should be looking okay. In certain spots here, just choose wisely because especially when you're looking at this pitching situation, with my boy on the mound, Hunter Green, I had somebody that I do have interest in, but I'll tell you this: he's been pitching good this year. Man. A lot of his numbers, expected numbers, and stuff like that, he's been pitching good. So I can't take nothing from him. I was looking over some of his numbers earlier today. I let you guys see, but like I said, he has been pitching good. The K's are kind of down a little bit, but a lot of his numbers, a lot of other numbers, he tweaked them. A lot of other things that he tweaked this year that's got him pitching pretty good, right? So looking at some things like and things ain't down that bad. Like this velocity is not 0.3. The all-speed velocity is down though around 4 miles. The braking velocity is down a little bit. Let me see. The barrel percentage is definitely down. Down 4.3. That's pretty good. The hard hit percentage is down 8, out 9, almost 9. So that's really good too. Because you remember last year, he was doing some things like hardly making it out the, fifth inning, losing control and shit like that. What's up, throwbacks? Losing control and shit like that. So, the sweet spot percentage and, all this shit, the slugging and all that shit is kind of down. It's down. So, that's shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? The walk percentage and all that. So he has been pitching. He hasn't imploded. He has been pitching good. So that's one thing that I can say, and that bodes well for him because he got some hella 5K stuff. He throws the slider, he throws that fastball, and he will throw that motherfucker right by you. If you ain't ready for him, it is what it is. You got 6Ks to better in each and every last game. The first game of the season. He only went 4.2 innings, and probably but versus a patient Washington team. But after that, he started getting in the groove. He's won 6 innings or better in every game except for one, and that was Seattle. For some reason he didn't have the K stuff. Oh, we did have the K stuff working versus Seattle. I was about to downplay that, but at the end of the day, his K probably sitting at 6.5. He's got 6 Ks or better in each and every game except for one. Except for 3, but he still looked good. But this ballpark scares me. We know what this ballpark does. He can go out there and give up runs in this ballpark. Righty, he's a righty, right? Versus right hand pitching here. We can get some numbers out. Let's see. We get some numbers out this year. Take a look at some numbers this year. So I'll give you guys a brief. And then this team, this ballpark and this team is scary, right? Both of these teams can be scary. So strikeout percentage here versus right-hand pitching. We can look at the Baltimore Orioles, right? So they are 21%. They scored a 21% K rate, 106 WRC plus. So it is what it is. All right. Let me take this down, the weather down. But you got guys like Gunnar Henderson and all those guys. I'm not going to recommend them back today. Yesterday, I forgot to post it on YouTube, but I gave out Mount Castle yesterday for at least hits all the way up to a home run. He blasts one. I gave out some nice picks yesterday, man. And then the day before that, I did post on YouTube, and we hit a nice amount of picks then. But like I said, yesterday I posted a nice amount of picks yesterday, and I was really disappointed with Kyle Tucker and Alvarez. They really sold the bag pretty good. But I did put out some good picks. Either way it goes, though, like I said, as far as this game here, we got over in the 9 in this spot. Like I said, this ballpark really scares me. But like I said, we do have over in the 9 in this spot. Anything can happen in this game. Anything can happen in this game. Anything, bro. So, I couldn't. It's too many variables for me. Like I said, I can see instances where Green hit his Ks, at least get 6, sit at 6.5. I can see instances where the bats can explode in this spot because of the ballpark. And then, like I pointed out, the weather position here. What you say? I started betting baseball because of you last year, bro. You're the GOAT. I wish I was the GOAT. I don't have time to do it like I was last year, but it is what it is. But like I say, I couldn't talk you off anything from this Baltimore game. Anything from it, I could not talk you off. If you like bats, I like bats. You like pitching for Hunter Green? I didn't even look into Irvin numbers. I'll tell you something. Give you some things about Irvin real quick, right? What is it? 420. It's 420, right? So look at the bud smoking. Hard hit percentage down. K percentage down. Walk percentage down. You can look at Hunter Green. He's red across the board with almost a 39% K rate. Now, Cole Irvin. Here's a guy. Just taking a look at what he does, what he's been doing this year. So far, walk rate is down for sure. How far he's been going into these games, because you guys know I like to bet outs. I do like to bet outs. K's pretty much down right here. He is a lefty, so that's one thing there. And then, if we can take a look at what these teams been doing versus lefties, this Cincinnati team, they've been known to strike out. Now, versus righties, they strike out a ton. Versus lefties, only 377 plate appearances, 23% K rating, and a 97% a 97 WRC plus. But what you want to do here, because of the ballpark factors, you do want to look at these guys versus left-handers at home. Just like if you're examining the game at Coors Field, you want to look at because of the ballpark factors. You put up runs in these parks. So at home versus lefties, we don't have a big sample size. That's one thing I could say. On 249 plate appearances, that is pretty good though. But 249 plate percentage at home. Remember, in general versus lefties, their K percentage was 23. At home versus lefties, their K percentage is 18.1. Then they WRC plus goes up about 5 spots at home, right? That's the difference between ballparks. Cincinnati, Great American, what's the nickname? Great American Small Park. I just want to bring to y'all attention, just in case y'all just didn't, y'all weren't thinking about it. But you have to look into things like that. Good pitching trumps a lot of stuff though. Now back to Cole Irvin. Just looking at numbers wise and things like that. If you guys just want to look into some bats and stuff like that, I'll tell you what you can do. Just like, some of the handedness, where he's been getting hit at, what pitches he's been getting hit by. stuff like that. So this year in general, that four seamers getting smacked by righties. At a 400 batting average, he's giving up a home run, five singles. He's got 7 hits in total, right? Five singles, a triple, and a home run. He's giving up power. Expected slugging to that pitch, that fastball is at 706. 2 righties. He's throwing that sucker. He's all over the place. The 2 major pitches he's throwing right now was that curveball. That's that fastball and that curveball, and he's throwing that curveball pretty good, right? But everything else outside of that curveball, he's got 364 batting average on that sinker, 260 on that cutter, 235. You can mix and match your bats just like that. Your lefties right here now, the curveball, it seems like every time he throws that curveball, it's probably getting hit. So, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And that's in that retrospect. Not big sample sizes for some of these pitches though, because of course this is versus left-hand batters, right? But so towards some of those righties, you know, he's not pitching too good to some of those righties, right? So you can look at some of them righties in the lineup. Colorado Rockies, Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, right here in this game here, I didn't really get a chance to get over it. What kind of stood out to me was these lefties versus crowd control, right? So these lefties, right? So the top for, you know, and what's up? What's good, Z's? Sorry, your Cubs. I better laugh at Brewers money, whatever. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. I didn't bet the Cubs today. I was iffy on how long the pitching is going. The pitching been fake decent, and we got an ace getting ready to come back. But like I said, I was looking at Reynolds and Sawinski. Now, from through the model here, Sawinski was the one who popped at the top here. Okay, Sawinski was one of the guys that popped at the top. But Reynolds, I like Reynolds a little bit better for his overall ability to hit the ball, man. So I'll give you guys a little bit of comparison real quick, and I'll get off of that. You can pick your poison. Those are 2 bats. I'm just trying to do a quick drive back. Truthfully, I haven't even looked at all these games, man. Straight up, I haven't, man. I ain't even gonna lie. So, like I said, I was looking at Cal Control here. He's tossing his worst stuff towards lefties there. Just to give you guys a brief look at it real quick. Versus lefties, that split finger, that's about the best pitch that he has. He's pitching that 40% of the time to lefties. He's seen a decent amount of left-hand bats. Then comes that sinker and the rest of these pitches, right? 357 on that sinker, 500 on that changeup, 250 on that cutter, 1,000 on that curveball. Hadn't been pitching most of them that much, right? But that's towards the lefties, right? So he's pitching his worst towards lefties. Now you can look at somebody like, I'm telling you, Jack Sawinski was the guy that popped hard for me, right? But it didn't. I don't know. He's got power either way it goes. And that's one thing that you can't take away from him. But if I'm looking for an overall bat, I'm probably going to be looking at Reynolds, right? And those are the 2 bats that I had. So just to show you guys right now. So looking at how he does fairs versus pitches. Now the slider, he's hitting that best right now. 368. The power is there. The expected slugging for that slider. So he likes the slider. Catch him against a pitcher that's throwing that slider, then, you know, you can really, really, you know what I'm saying, take a stab at him. Expected slugging at 714 with that. The thing about Cal Control is he's not pitching that slider. You know what I'm saying? He's not pitching that slider, but everything else he's throwing to lefties, he's giving it up. You know, he's getting hit. So, but, you know, Jack Sawinski, he's been better in the strikeout department this year, so I give him credit on that. But he's just not, you know, it's not popping for me. But the model's popping. Now, who I like is going to be Reynolds. Okay, Reynolds. I like Brian Reynolds. He was right below Jack Sawinski, right? So he's just an overall better hitter. You know what I'm saying? I feel a little bit more comfortable taking him for a hit all the way up to hits, runs, and all the way to a home run. I'm probably going to like his hits, runs, and RBIs. Going up against the lefty there, you can see, the fastball, he's 300 there, 200 on the changeup, 500 on the sinker. The cutter, 275, the split finger, 250. He's seen some of it. But at the end of the day, like I said, he's a better hitter, and I'll be looking at him a little bit, more. Now, the split finger, I just like him a little bit more. But if Jackson Winsky, if he gets a hold to one of those motherfuckers, it's gone. It's gone. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's gone. And that's what Jackson Winsky with anybody. So Reynolds, Sawinski, Reynolds is probably my guy there. Right here, I'm looking at this game for no runs first inning. The San Francisco at Phillies here, and I'm also looking at Aaron Nola's his outs. I think it's I think he could get to his outs prop. I didn't check the bats here. I could do a quick drive by, but I think he can get to his outs here at 18.5. So I have interest there, right? So at plus 125, his outs sitting at plus 125. I think there's instances where he could get there. He showed the ability to get there, often this year. And I think this is a spot here where I think that I'm not, afraid of backing him. Let's see. Phillies, San Francisco Giants, Phillies, San Francisco Giants. Yeah, so Nola's outs. Yeah, I like Nola's outs here. I like Nola's outs. I do, right? So it's going to be Nola's outs for me or nothing here. The strikeouts, I didn't too much look at his strikeouts. He can get hot in the strikeout category, but I don't think I'll go there. He is definitely a righty. We can look at what these teams been doing versus right-hand pitching, to give you guys a good brief of what's been looking like. But I like the outs there for him. I couldn't take you off his outs there. San Francisco Giants 22.5% there. Striking out there, or and the 97 WRC plus. So not too scared there. So I lean towards the over outs for him. I think he can get there, right? I think there's instances where he could get there. So that's a plus 125 if you want to take a stab at it. I'm going to bet it straight, and we'll see what's going to happen, right? As far as the bats, I probably wasn't looking at any bats. One bat that did stand out for me was Bryce Harper, but I'm probably not going to bet on him. Don't have a side in this one either, but I do like the outs for Aaron Nola here. I could definitely take a look and see where he's fared at. He's been pitching pretty good this year, though. And then you got Jordan Hicks on the other side. I can get to him in 1 second, but K percentage ain't where I want it to be, but he just knows what he's doing when he goes out there pitching, right? Game log for him. He's hit his outs in 3 straight games. 7 innings here, 8 innings versus the White Sox, and 8 innings versus Philadelphia Phillies. That's my thing. They will give him the ability. They'll give him the leash to go ahead out there and go ahead and go. He's hit this number in 3 straight games, and it is what it is. I think he can get there. I think it's a good bet. So the 18.5 outs at plus 125, I think it's a good bet. That's just where I'll leave it at. I think it's a good bet. Going back to Hicks here, K percentage is down for Hicks. Is he somebody? I don't know if I want to back Hicks. He's not. Let's see. So he's been okay, right? He's only given up 1 home run on the season. I just don't know if I really want to. I don't know if I want to. I can see a no runs first inning in this spot. I can see that, but I don't know if I want to go any further than that. He's pitched 5 innings in each and every last game here. I don't have any bets for this game, So let's see where his outs are at. It's going to be interesting to play here. His strikeouts in at 4.5. Wasn't on it. Probably not going to get on it, but pause. But his outs sitting at 15.5. He's hit this number, what? Three times this season. I'm gonna just fall back from it. I'm gonna go where I'm leaning towards where. And if you play chalkboard, you can take Nola down to 17.5. Okay. Next game on the docket here is so let me put this in the player pool over here. What time is it? This is a 5:40 game. Okay, we got time. All right, so yeah, drop a like for me. Drop a like. Drop a like. Drop a like for me. Drop a like. Next game we're gonna look at here is going to be the Toronto Blue Jays and Washington Nationals. We got Patrick Corbin at home, Kikuchi on the mound here, right? So let me pull up this game here. The Washington Nationals. Now, Patrick Corbin, right? So right now, we already know, and I know this is a chalky ass bat or whatever the case may be, but you have no choice. We have no choice, right? We got to look at. We just absolutely have to look at we have to look at Justin Turner here, right? We just got to, right? It's a host of other bats here that we got to look at, right? But we got to look at Justin Turner here, right? And every time he faces this guy, he goes all upside his head, right? We know this, right? I'm quite sure across the industry, we've been seeing this shit all day long, right? I know you have, right? So his numbers just all in the blue. Hard hit percentage up to 49%, whatever the case may be. K percentage down, yada yada yada, right? So this might be Patrick Corbin day right here, right? So we want to target him versus right hand pitching, okay? So look at some of the StatCast numbers. Expected ERA 6.59, all that good stuff. Expected slugging 5. It's just bad. All this is bad. All this purplish. You know what I'm saying? He down there smoking perk, right? So the long ball, I mean, he's giving up runs. He's giving up 4 runs or more in every game except for 1. Okay, so he's giving up runs, right? Just give you guys a quick overview so you can just make your own decisions and stuff like that. Looking at some of the way he's pitching bad to righties here, because this is what's going to be a play. So we'll just take a look at that, and you guys can do the rest of the numbers, right? The sinker, 429 batting average on that. The slider, 318 batting average on that. The cutter, 227. The four-seamer, fastball, 353 batting average on that. The changeup, 400 batting average on that, right? He's smoking perk down there. But Rod, you know what I'm saying? He's smoking that good stuff down there, right? So we got to look at Justin Turner. Justin Turner has seen this guy. I think Justin Turner is like 17 for something versus this guy. Let me see. He's 16 for 37. Batting 432, 1 single, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, right? So it is what it is in that situation. That's how much Justin Turner has seen him. Let me just go to some of these numbers here to give you guys a little bit of validation of how I look at things for each and every batter, and that lets you know the process for this shit. When you find a match, you got a match, right? So, but at the end of the day, this is a long ass process for you got them to figure it out, right? He's a fucking lefty, right? Yeah. So, Patrick Corbin. So right now, you can look at some of these individual pitch numbers and stuff like that, right? So the 4-seam fastball, as of right now, this season, Justin Turner, he's hitting that at 161, right? He's striking out against that motherfucking fastball too, right? So it's 25% K rate on that fastball. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, of course he and that's just how it goes. But all the rest of that shit, that sinker, 409 versus that sinker. So Patrick Corbin, What is he doing? Versus righties versus that sinker. Here's his pitches, right? That sinker, that sinker, that's 429. He's throwing that motherfucker 33% of the time right now. And like I said, Justin Turner, he's 16 of what? He's 16 of 30 something versus him. 16 of 37 with a batting average of 432 versus with a 1200 OPS versus Patrick Corbin alone. So at the end of the day, that sinker, he's batting 429 against that sinker. And I mean, Patrick Corbin has a batting average of 429 versus when he pitching that sinker at 657 slugging. And Justin Turner is hitting that sinker at batting 400 against that sinker, man. He's killing that. Then that slider, he's batting 300 with a 500 slugging. And expected batting average versus that slider is expected batting average versus that slider is 281. So, the slider, Patrick Corbin. The slider, 318, 591 slugging. You see what I'm saying? Justin Turner, the cutter. As of right now, small sample size, batting 500. Patrick Corbin, the cutter, 227 with expected batting average of 315. And then you want to look at that four-seamer, 350 batting average for Corbin and Justin Turner. This is where he's striking out at. One of his least pitched pitches right there. But he don't pitch that much. So other bats here, that's just righties. Righties get a boost. I would be looking at all these right-hand batters. Justin Turner, right now, Danny Jansen is popping for me. He's been in Fuego. He's batting in fifth right now. Danny Jansen, David Schneider, he's popping. And then this is the bats how they popping in order for me. I'm gonna give you the order right now. Number one bat is popping for me but this ain't my picks. These ain't my favorite. These are my picks. But the number one bat is popping for me is Danny Jansen. Number two, David Schneider. Number three, Justin Turner. Number four, Bo Bichette. And then number five, Vladimir Guerrero. It's very well possible that they can tee off on his ass today. It's possible. It's very possible that they can tee off on his ass. So sometimes you're gonna see me say, we like those righties. When I say I like those righties, that means the pitcher is giving up to right. It's just a shortcut. Kikuchi, on the other hand, Kikuchi been pitching. He's been pitching. 26.1 K rate. Take a look at so Kikuchi is a lefty, right? Kikuchi is a lefty. Yeah, so versus left-hand pitching, and then so we got two lefties on the mound. So overall, as a team, this year, one has who the fuck is that? Toronto, 18% K rate. They're not striking out. The 105 WRC plus, a little bit above average, right? A little bit above average. Then you got the Nationals. Washington Nationals, 21% K rate, 81 WRC plus. So I get a pitcher lean towards them. It's money line parlays, run line straights. I don't back Toronto, man. I do not back Toronto. I do not, but this is a spot that I will consider it. This is a spot I will consider it. So gonna have to look at Toronto. I ain't gonna have to look at shit, but I like Toronto. Bats, string them up, whatever the case may be. Don't know if I'm gonna take the strikeout plot for Kikuchi. You can look at Kikuchi's outs though. If you think he's gonna pitch good here, his outs in at minus 125. And for 17.5, that means 6 innings. He's went 6 innings. Let's see. So right now he's looking good. Expected ERA at 2.94. Just overall solid numbers. 43% K 43.6 hard hit. K percentage is up though. Let's see what he's been doing. Who he's been striking out, whatever the case may be. Right. He's won 6 innings in 4 straight games. I would love to see that. Love to see that. Love to see that. Right. Hasn't faced this Washington team this year. He went 6 versus the Dodgers, 6 versus Kansas City, 6 versus the Yankees, 6 versus Seattle. He's supposed to struck them out, which he did. Took advantage of that opportunity. 9 Ks versus them, 9 Ks versus the Yankees. He can get kind of shaky. Kansas City, he had 4 Ks. Los Angeles Dodgers, he had 3 Ks. 7 Ks versus the Yankees and 9 Ks versus them. He just loves them then. 4 Ks versus Tampa Bay. I look to him for his outs. That's been the most consistent. And 6 innings in 4 straight games there. I like his outs. Right? Remember, you can get that on ESPN Bet. You can get his outs. You can also put his outs in same game parlays. That's why all these different books are good. It should be good to your advantage there, right? A lot of lines don't move extremely hard. They don't move extremely hard on MLB. So you can just, let's say you wanted to go, it's the only book that lets you do this. Now, you could probably go, you wanted to go, what's his strikeout prop? So you get 5.5 Ks for him at plus money. I'm not even messing with the strikeouts, so I ain't even gonna lie. I probably would just look at me. Let's say I wanted to go greedy and just go run line and outs, right? 17.5 outs and the run line. And I said, hey, I like some bats, right? I like some bats, and I would take some hits. You know what I'm saying? Total hits. One thing about they do give you the option to take 1 hit and take more than 1 hit. So let's say if I liked Justin Turner for a hit, you know what I'm saying? Jansen for a hit, just make an example, right? So, shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Just shit like that. Just kind of, yeah. So money line parlays, run line straights, those bats, take your choice for the bats, whatever the case may be. New York Mets, Tampa Bay Rays, over under 8. Don't have much for this game. I ain't gonna lie. Don't have much for this game, if at any. I'll check my model right here just to see if we have any bats popping, but I don't have much for this one here. Tampa Bay Rays, New York Mets. I'll tell you what's popping, and I'll keep it moving. Now, nothing extreme popping out here, right? But I'll tell you this. Well, I already know this by heart. Ramirez, he loves lefties, okay? So he's a good choice if you were looking for a bat for for Tampa Bay. He loves lefties, okay? Overall, take a look at some of the shit overall here. Versus left-hand pitching. Tampa Bay Rays, right? They number 1 in striking out versus left-hand pitching. Number 2 striking out versus left-hand pitching with an 86 WRC plus. Not hitting them that good. What else do we have here? Aaron Savali is on the other side here. Now, Aaron Savali, he's a righty. So you can look at right-hand pitching on the season here, or whatever you want to do. New York Mets, 20% K rate. 101 WRC plus, so it's okay, right? It's okay. Aaron Savali. I will take a look at Aaron Savali real quick. Give you guys a quick drive by on Aaron Savali, then we can keep it moving, right? So, 24.5% K rate. Probably won't be looking at them for Ks though. Quintana, man, just his Ks, nothing. I just don't like Quintana right now. So if I wanted to get to outs or something for Savali, I just don't know, man. I just don't. He's too all around the place for me. The White Sox got to him. The Yankees got to him. Prior to that, he was pitching okay. Prior to those 2 games, he's pitching okay. He's giving up a home run in every game except for one, so you can probably get a blast for somebody like Alonso, but I'm not going to recommend anything here. I'm not, right? I'm going to just keep it moving. All right, just save some breath and, some shit that I'm not even remotely betting on, so it is what it is. Reese Olson on the mound, Marcus Stroman on the mound here. Detroit Tigers. Interesting match here, right? Don't know if I'll be going to bats here. Pull up a little something here. Don't know if I'll be going to bats here, but I'll take a look, see if anything pops out for me here. Couldn't talk you off anything from somebody like Soto. He's always in play for me each and every day. That's probably the only bat that I'm really looking at is Soto here. Tell you the truth. Now, if you just want to look at Riley Green and Kerry Carpenter, I get it. But for me, it'll be somebody like Soto if I'm looking at anything. He's 2 for 2 versus this guy. 2 home runs at that, right? So Soto probably really, really likes this guy. So I'll be looking at Soto here. He's got 2 home runs versus him. So I'm looking at Soto if I'm looking at any bat here. Hit run. Now, I ain't going to say hit runs are not guys, but at least for a hit or a walk, you can look at Soto, okay? Definitely can look at Soto. Hard hit for Reese Olson is a little bit up there at 45, so that's a testament to what Soto's been doing. Soto probably want to take his ass deep again. We'll see, right? I ain't even gonna go off into anything here. Now you can look at outs though for these guys. I'm not gonna be looking at strikeouts though. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna be looking at strikeouts. You can look at outs. Olsen, he's shown the ability to get his outs up, but I ain't gonna. That's the only thing I look at there, and Stroman as well. But I'm looking at Soto in this one. That's it. Okay. Los Angeles Angels at Cleveland Guardians here. Soriano, Tanner Bybee here. When did I look at this game? So there's no Trout, and that's pretty big. This Angels team, they showed the ability to put up a little fight there when it comes to showing a little bit of patience here and there, but they will strike out. Okay, they will, and Tanner Bybee, I don't know if I want to get to his numbers, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Cleveland Guardians or nothing for me in this spot. Versus right-hand pitching, give you some numbers here. Angels steady moving up the board here, right, on the strikeout department. 25% strikeout K rate versus right-hand pitching. If you want to dig a little deeper there, if you want to go in last 2 weeks there versus right-hand pitching, Los Angeles Angels, they still around the same spot. Okay, so I couldn't talk you off a K's for Bybee here if you just really want to get there. Or his outs, right? But other guys like what's his name? I forget the lefty. He's been on fire, right? The lefty, what's his name? I forget his name. So we haven't faced these guys. I'd imagine his outs probably might come out at 17.5 today. Let's see. Yep, and it's juiced up at minus 150. So even at a parlay piece, if you want to just use that as a parlay piece, be my guest. I can see instances where he gets there, right? Strikeouts, last 2 games he's been on one. But of course, well, the Braves, he gave them 9 strikeouts, and then the Cleveland Guardians, he gave them 8 strikeouts. What is this strikeout prop sitting at right now? You might be able to get a trifecta here. You might be able to get his outs, his strikeouts, and the money line, or you might be able to just take him for a win or something like that. But the strikeout prop is sitting at what? Let's see. 5.5 is doable. 5.5 is doable. I couldn't talk you off of that if you wanted to get there. 5.5 for Tanner Bybee is doable, right? So if you want to get to a 5.5, I think that's something that's reasonable, right? And then, like I say, on ESPN Bet, you could also come over here and you could tease it down, depending on where he got his 5.5 at. If you want to look at a outs line for him and maybe a alternate strikeout prop, like you want to get him at. So they got him starting off at what? Hello? Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. I was off today, but what? Because I'm doing something right now. I'll call you right back as soon as I get off this. All right. Yeah, man. So, uh, yeah. So the 5.5, it's definitely doable. Strong lean towards the over. Proof is in the pudding. These guys will strike out, and the outs. The outs are in play. The outs are in play. So I can see you getting a double up there. I'm skeptical, but he does have back to back games where he's got 8, 9 Ks. He showed the ability to strike people out. So I couldn't talk you off of it, right? He's hit this number in back to back games, 8, 9, like I said. But there was some times like this White Sox, he imploded versus them. The Boston Red Sox, he didn't hit his K prop. Did hit his K prop. Only one time hit his outs. Only one time he hit his outs, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's a clear pathway for him to hit his outs here. Okay, it's a clear pathway. It could be tough. It could be tough. It's a clear pathway for him to hit his outs. At the end of the day, moneyline parlays, run line straights, give me Cleveland Guardians. Okay, Texas Rangers at Kansas City Royals here. We got an over under 8-9 here. Eight and a half here. Over under 8.5 here. I don't know. I don't know. Royals, Texas. Been patiently waiting to see when Corey Seager is going to get back super hot again. So it's been a while, but a lot of these bats they don't too much stand out to me. I will say this: Evan Carter is hitting lefties really, really well. Bobby Witt is Bobby Witt, right? He's just good at baseball. So, if you want to look at those guys, at least for a hit, those guys they have been looking pretty good. Let me see, Brady Singer, right? See if I can scrape up something for you guys for Brady Singer. This is my first time. I would be way more fluid, but this is my first time looking at the slate today. Like I said, I had to go to the doctor. I ain't been feeling well. I know you guys can hear it all in my voice, but the K rate is looking pretty good for Brady Singer. That's the one thing that I do like. I do like strikeouts. You guys know that. Um, Expected ERA is up at 4.32. That's one thing that's interesting. Ever since that first game versus Minnesota, his K's been down, but it was a great spot. He took advantage of it. He had 10 K's there. Other than that, he hasn't went over 5 Ks only once. He had 6 Ks there, 5, 5, and 4. The outs been okay, but as of late, he hasn't been getting there. I'd imagine his outs probably sitting at what? Let's see. Brady Singer case is 4.5. Now I'm kind of intrigued by that. Versus right hand pitching, what has this team been doing? I'm kind of intrigued by that. 4.5 versus right hand pitching. Texas sitting down here near the bottom. Strikeout rate. Whew. Down here near the bottom. I probably won't fuck with it, right? I probably won't mess with it either way it go. Probably won't mess with it. Line is pretty fishy. What I would probably do is try to figure out who I think would win this game, right? This is what I'll probably try to figure out. Kansas City Royals, Texas. Probably look at some of these numbers, what they've been doing lately to try to help me figure things out here. And that would be during the last, let's see. See these numbers last 14 days. Lately. I need to see what's been going on lately. So Texas creeping up, and the WRC plus is going down. I don't know. This is probably I won't say a trade-off. Might be a pass. So I couldn't talk you off neither one of these spots. That's probably what it would be here. For me, Kansas City versus right-hand pitching last 2 weeks. Where are they? Kansas City, KC. Down here at the bottom in the strikeout percentage. What's the total on this one here? Might be some runs put up in this one here. I probably would look at some runs to be put up in this spot. Maybe lean towards the over here if we think Texas Rangers can, get it popping. Maybe leans towards the over. I wouldn't have a side in this one here. Michael Lorenzen, maybe a team total over for Kansas City Royals. I'd imagine they will probably be sitting at 4.5. So maybe something like a team total over is something that we could probably take a stab at there. That's the only thing that I could probably look at. I ain't even gonna lie. Maybe a team total over in this spot. Yeah. I expect them to hit Lorenzen. I ain't even gonna lie. I expect them to hit Lorenzen. Now we got Seattle Mariners at Houston Astros. We got an over under 8.5 in this spot. George Kirby on the mound, Blanco on the mound here. I do want to take a look at. Let's see if we got any walk props out. Parlay pieces, something like a walk here. Let's see. Walks allowed. Let's see. So if this was sitting at 1.5, I would jump on it. I'd take the under 1.5 for Kirby, but the one is just too much. Too much for me. One is too much for me. One is too much. If it was 1.5, I would have taken it. So I can only look at 1.5 as a parlay piece, but I had to go take that out. I had to go check that out. So these two teams here, definitely you can look at these guys for strikeouts in certain areas here. Let's see. We can look at strikeouts for both of these guys. Blanco, he's been pitching good. 30.8% K rate. Kirby is a guy you can look at for outs. He's a righty. We got a couple splits here that we could look at on the Astros side, but Blanco, hey. So this Seattle team here, right? So they like to strike out. Versus right-hand pitching, they top 3 in striking out. WRC plus a little bit above average here. So that's one thing. The Astros, Seattle Mariners. Let me prop this up for you guys here. Seattle Mariners. Okay. Now, yeah. Now, like I said, let's see how their numbers look on the road versus right-hand pitching. Seattle. Number 1, right? Only 134 plate appearances, but number 1, right? Number 1 is striking out. And you couple that with Ronel Blanco, right? 30% K rate. This is versus this team, all right? Let's check some of his overall numbers, though, just in general. Blanco, he's been pitching good. Kirby, been pitching good. Kirby's K rate is up. It's up. Right? It's up. And let me see something here. Kirby's K rate is up. Where does and that's the last 14 days, right? So we can look at in general, since we looked at the last 14 days, let's look at no, I'm sorry. That was home numbers. Let's try on the road. On the road. So Seattle, they top 5. It is what it is. Same shit, right? But let's just run it back real quick, and let's just take in general. So in general, versus right-hand pitching, Houston, they're at the bottom. They're at the bottom of the list, right? And they are they WRC plus of 114. So, at the bottom of the list is striking out though. So no, it is what it is. Now let's take a look at Blanco. Let's get some numbers from Blanco. See how many Ks he's been getting. Okay. So he's been pitching very good. Okay. Very good. He's been pitching very good. Strikeouts. Been looking good. 5 strikeouts are better in every game except for 1. Strikeout prop is looking at like strikeout prop is looking at 5.5, and it's juiced up towards the over, so that's pretty good there. It's at a small enough number to where you can find some value if you're on the books. It's at a small enough number to where you can find some value in laddering, right? So somebody to go out there and get 8Ks at plus 255, like yesterday. I took Cabrera K's up to 9, right? I took his K's up to 9. I didn't get a chance to post that. My bad, guys. I posted it on Facebook, but I didn't get it on YouTube. But I took his K's up to 9, and he ended up getting there. And that was the highest they took it. But he topped out at 9. But yeah, so he's in a good K spot for you to ladder it up. If he doesn't get there, he doesn't get there, right? Another guy that you could probably trifecta, give him a trifecta spot where you can look at on ESPN bet, where you can look at him on at from a let's see, from a outs and strikeouts standpoint, whatever the case may be. You can also look at the win, stuff like that, right? So strikeouts, you can get a 5.5 for him if you want it, and you can get the outs for him. Where's his out sitting at? Interesting play. He's getting the 17.5 treatment now. And at a plus 110, definitely a good gamble. Definitely a good gamble. He's hit that number through four straight games prior to that last game. Colorado Rockies, and he went in Colorado and pitched 5.2 innings and had 8 strikeouts. So that's pretty good. Colorado at Colorado. So that's a good bet. I think that's a good bet for somebody who's 80% to this number already. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 80% to this number on the season already. He's got the strikeout stuff working in his favor. The strikeout number is there. I think it's a good spot for him to at least hit his outs and their 5.5 strikeouts. So it is what it is. 75% of the unders win. Keep betting Mariners, Rockets game under. Rocket check games. The pitch-up matchup is there because that's good. That's a good look there because if Kirby goes out there and have himself a good game, then you got 2 guys that possibly can hit their outs and possibly can hit their Ks. And definitely this is no run first inning candidate here. So you can add that right there. And George Kirby strikeouts at 4.5. I wasn't taking the strikeouts. I was more of taking his outs, especially last year. So he's definitely in line to, you can probably get both of the outs. You can probably get both of the outs and the under here, or alternate under. So, but I will say this, I do like to target my guy, the righty at home versus a righty. You can look at somebody like Yandy Diaz from the bat side. What else? Who else? He's 2-5 versus him. Kyle Tucker, he likes him. He's 3-6 versus him. Jose Altuve, Yordan Alvarez. He's due for a home run. But at the end of the day, this game here, got an underfield to it. However you want to look at it. 8.5 in this spot. It's interesting. 8.5. Definitely interesting. 8.5. I would probably. That's definitely interesting. 8.5 there. So, it's fishy. It's fishy, but it is what it is, right? I lean towards. I could lean towards the under here, but hey, I like the pitching props here. No runs first inning, pitching props, and if I had to take the outs from anybody, it would be Blanco. If I take the strikeouts from anybody, it would be Blanco. Okay? So let's keep it moving. First game locks in a couple minutes, right? Tanner Houck and Chris Paddock, right? Not a big fan of Chris Paddock. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. Minnesota been on fire. You know what I'm saying? They've been on fire. But not a big fan of Chris Paddock here. So, not a big fan of Chris Paddock. I'll give you guys some bats here. Minnesota Twins and Boston Red Sox. So, Chris Paddock is pitching his worst versus lefties, and that doesn't bode well for him, right? So, Rafael Devers, Jared Duran, Wilber Abreu, those guys, I really like those guys, right? I really like those guys. They could be trouble. That could spell trouble for him. Those three bats that I'm really looking at. Well, actually, Jared Duran and Rafael Devers. And yeah, Abreu, right? So, um, let me go into detail a little bit and see what's been going on because I didn't look at this game here. I did not look at this game. Did not look at this game. We might got some monster props here. So, expected batting average 306, expected slugging 516. Expected ERA is up. So that's not good. That's not good. Home runs, just giving up a home run in every game except for one. Earned runs been all over the place. K's, mm, 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 mm. Who did he give up 9 runs to? The Orioles. He gave up 4 runs to Los Angeles. Okay, so he's pitching his worst towards lefties, I want to say. What is he throwing towards these lefties here? He's throwing that four-seamer 41% of the time. And he's got a batting average of 500 on that one. Expected batting average, he's getting so they're hitting it, man. The changeup. The next pitch he's throwing the most is the changeup, and that's getting cracked. 338 batting average on that, right? Devers. Devers is 2 of 2 for him versus him. What's that? A single and a double. It's 2 for 2 versus him. So that full seamer, 277 for Devers. That slugging for him is at 444. He's got a 40% K rate on it, so he will strike out from it, right? What's the next pitch? That changeup. Rafael Devers with that changeup. 200 on that as of this year. What about last year? 221 with expected numbers was up at 287. So I guess that slider. No, what is he throwing next? The changeup, that curveball. So that curveball, Paddock has a 429 batting average on that, and then a 400 on that slider. That curveball and that slider, right? What is Rafael doing? That slider, curveball. Hasn't seen it. What about last year? Curveball, 275. A slider, 284. So it is what it is, right? And then he's good. So I like that. I like him. I like him for sure. Duran. You know Jared Duran, he'll take your ass deep. So those are 2 bats for me. I like those 2. Those are 2 bats for me. So the Reds is delayed. Twins on 5, but I'm still gun shy pulling the trigger. Yeah, and then you gotta look who the Twins were playing against, man. Who they played against. So look at who they played against. O's and Reds delayed. Okay, that's fine. We knew that. That's better for the pitching. So that's fine. What up, boss? How you doing? What's up, Anthony? What's going on, my guy? What's happening? So Jared Duran, right? So what has he been doing versus righties? And we know what Jared Duran will do. Take a look at the pitch mix there. We know what Jared Duran will do. Chris Paddock, that four-seamer, 279, 292 expected batting average, expected slugging numbers up, hard hit 54. So we like that, right? How you liking that O's? I'm so undecided in that O's game, man. That ballpark, that ballpark can really go crazy. I pointed out, how good Hunter Green has been this so far. It's a little bit something off those K's, but overall his whole arsenal looks better than last year. You know what I'm saying? He's going more innings, but that ballpark scares me. These bats on both sides of the ball scare me. I couldn't even nail down one bat that I really liked yesterday. Yesterday I gave out Rushman. He hit a bomb. But today I couldn't. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Don't know. So, like I said, Jeremy Duran, he's looking pretty good. So for some of these pitches here, next pitch for what was that? The changeup. What is he doing versus that changeup? Got a 421 batting average versus that. Yeah. What's the next pitch for Paddock? That curveball. He's giving it up the butt with that curveball. 429 batting average versus that expected batting average 437. What's the curveball look like here? Duran, yeah, expected numbers 292, 251. So he's hitting it. What's the next pitch? Slider. Paddock. It's giving it up for the slider. The slider for that he's not so much for Duran, but I like them. Those are two bats there. I like the hits, runs, and RBIs for both of them, right? Let's see what the numbers are for these hits, runs, and RBIs. I will be betting it, right? Since they right there by each other as well, top of the order, whatever the case may be, hits, runs, and RBIs there. Give me the over hits, runs, and RBIs for those two guys. Hopefully, if they send that at parlay pieces, I'll be using them for parlay pieces. If they straights, I'll be betting them as straights. Let's see what the numbers look like. Oh, there you go, right here. Oh, shit. That's not even hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm sorry. Come on, just go to the damn game, man. So many steps. Yeah. So, Devers is at 2.5. Duran is at 2.5, of course. Now, Abreu, I like Abreu too, right? So, he might be the sneaky one, the sneaky play of the day, right? Here's a guy. He's a lefty, though. See, he's his splits. Let's see. So versus right-hand pitching, here's the guy that might take his ass deep. He might be the one to take him deep today. Fastball, got big time slugging numbers here, right? Chris Paddock. Let me see. The changeup, right? The changeup is what I'm concerned with. So the changeup is 571 batting average, 786 slugging, 657 WOBA. Expected batting average for that changeup is 470 with the expected slugging at 608. The changeup for Paddock, 273 batting average, expected slugging at 620. That's what I'm talking about right there. Those three bats, Abreu might take his ass deep. He might be the one. You never know. So I'm going to like all three of those bats, right? I'm going to like all three of those bats. I could take all three of those bats for a hit. I like the hits, runs, and RBIs from all three of them. You'll get the hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5, and Abreu for minus 130. Now, if you go to ESPN Bet, they're going to give you the option to take the 1.5 or the 2.5. That's why I like ESPN Bet. Now, Brian, you can't put these guys in same game parlay. That bet, the hits, runs, and RBIs is an underrated bet there, right? It's an underrated bet. A lot of people don't know about it, but you can't put this in. Can't put them in hits. You can't put them in. Oh, you know what? You can't put them in same game parlays. So that's one thing. But it is what it is, right? See what we got. Hits, runs, and RBIs, right? So, like for Devers, you can take the 1.5 or you can take the 2.5. Everybody. Now, for a guy like Abreu, I like the 1.5, but you can also take the 2.5. You get a plus 160. You can also take each and every batter. Not each and every, but most batters, you can get the under 1.5 or the under 0.5 or under 2.5, some shit like that. So You got to use the rest of these books to your advantage, things like that. You see, I took Brewers money line with the no run first inning early, and I got 1.5 Baltimore spread and the Oakland minus 1.5 spread later. That sounds good. Definitely sounds good. Definitely sounds good. Definitely sounds. Wait a minute. Brewers money line. Okay, that's done with. Done with. 1.5 Baltimore. Interesting play. No, I ain't gonna say that sounds good. Baltimore. That sounds like an interesting play for me. Let me see something real quick. Okay, 540. So I got like 540. Okay, so I got like a couple minutes with you guys. Where are we at? Let's try to speed through this one here. So Abreu, like all three of those bats, I love them. Right? I love all three of those bats. Okay. Let's see. So many baseball games. I would have been more polished if I would have went through the slate, but I didn't go through the slate earlier, guys. I did not. Right. So where are we at now? Where are we now? So at the end of the day, I don't know. I would say I would lean towards Boston in the spot. Now, Houck, got to look at Houck, right? Tanner Houck, got to look at Houck real quick because we did strikeout implications here. So his K percentage is sitting at 26.5. The walk rate is down. And like I said, Minnesota, they're on 10 games winning streak, whatever case may be, but you got to look at who they beat. I know they swept the Chicago White Sox, and they played a couple other guys that was lower competition there, right? So Tanner Houck, the innings for him, he's went 6 innings or better in every game except for one. So the outs are in play, right? So that's one thing. The outs are in play. That's one thing we can say. The outs are in play there, right? And I love the bet outs. So somebody like Houck, his outs probably is sitting at what? This is walks. I'm looking for outs, right? Outs recorded. $16 and a half. 16 and a half. That's interesting. That's very interesting, right? This Minnesota team is receiving a little love for what they've been doing as of late. But like I said, you gotta look at who they played, right? So versus right-hand pitching, they are they striking out 24.9%. And 104 WRC plus. So they've shown the ability to strike out. That's on the season. That's 2 weeks of how have they been fared. Okay, Minnesota, strikeouts are down, and the WRC plus versus right hand pitching is up at 143. Right? Damn. Whoa. Who the fuck have they been playing? So they've played so let's go back. They played White Sox 3 times, the Angels 3 times, and then the White Sox 4 times. Like, what the fuck? So they beat the White Sox 4 times in a row, beat the Angels 3 times, and beat the White Sox 3 times. They ain't played nobody. What y'all think about that? They played the White Sox 7 times in the last 2 weeks. They beat them all 7 games. So right now the value is on the Boston Red Sox side, and the run line value is on Boston Red Sox side. I get a pitcher lean to the Boston Red Sox. I would imagine the value is on the White Sox here, right? So what's the strikeout prop for? Yeah, they've been looking good in all games, Anthony. They have. I'm from Chicago. That's not my team. I don't like them. So that could be a little bit working, a little bit of bias going on in there. And then, like I said, there's also strikeouts. They show an ability to strike out. This is another 5.5 number, right? Just like that Blanco number, this is another 5.5 number that you can probably find some value on, right? So look here. Versus Chicago Cubs. He goes out there and gives the Cubs 9 strikeouts. Versus the Cleveland Guardians, he goes out there and gives the Guardians 9 strikeouts. Versus the Los Angeles Angels, he goes out there and gives them 7 strikeouts. The A's, he gives them 10 strikeouts. Okay, well, you got a team in the Minnesota Twins that, on paper, this is the last 2 weeks they're striking out in the at a 24. No, that's Tampa Bay. Where are they? Minnesota. They're striking out at 21% in the last 2 weeks. So let's say, hey, I don't believe in them the last 2 weeks. They had a cake schedule. Okay, so we're going to look on the season and what are they doing versus right-hand pitching. Minnesota, they top 6 in striking out in the season with a WRC plus of 104, 25.9, 24.9, 25% K rate. It's a possibility that he can hit his Ks here, right? And it's a possibility that he can probably go over his Ks at 7, 8, or 9. He's shown the ability. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Me personally, on that 5.5, somebody like me, I probably would. I would take a gamble. I like to gamble. I could take a gamble. And what is his outs sitting at as well? So, Tanner Houck, he's won 6 innings in every game except for 1. So his outs prop. Outs prop probably sitting at 17.5. Maybe as a parlay P. Oh, his outs. Yeah. So where's his outs prop? 16.5. I think that's value there as well. They're giving these Minnesota Twins the benefit of the doubt too, man. So, hey, here's a guy that's pitched, that's hit his outs prop in every game this year except for 1 at 16.5, meaning he doesn't have to go 6 innings. Now, you got a team that's been on fire coming in with a 145 WRC plus versus right-hand pitching, then I don't know. It's a tale of two tales here. Fishy lines and all, right? So I ain't gonna lie. So I thought, Minnesota at home. Okay. Minnesota at home. This is interesting. It's interesting shit here. At home versus righties. Minnesota on the season at home versus righties at 33.48 plate appearances. They number 2 with you might as well say a 30% K rate. Okay, how about the last 2 weeks at home versus righties? Minnesota 24% K rate, 132 WRC plus. So they've been hitting righties better. They played some lower competition, and it is what it is, right? So what is it? 626. Let me see something. 526. I'm sorry. It's 526. Okay. So I got some bets I got to throw in real quick. So Nola, I'm taking Nola's quick intermission. Taking Nola's outs at plus 125 here. It's a bet. It's a good bet. If he don't hit it, he don't hit it. It is what it is. He dies, right? The hits. I like the hits. I like the hits, runs, and RBIs, or at least a hit all the way to a home run for Reynolds here, right? Reynolds. Justin Turner hits all the way up to a home run. Probably one of the top bats of the day. At the end of the day, though, the top 5, 1 through 5, there's 4 or 5 those guys. They righties, all of them versus Patrick Corbin, all of them. I don't want nothing to part with that game there. And then you can look at Soto here. He's 2-for-4 or 2-for-2 versus Reese Olson. Both of those are home runs. Love Soto in that spot. Even if he doesn't do nothing there, I gotta like him. Hit all the way up to a home run. This Bybee right here. This Bybee spot. Damn, I forgot what we said for this one here. The outs is in play. You can look at the strikeouts if you wanted to. I was undecided in this Brady Single and Lorenzo spot. I ain't gonna lie. And right here, this is where we're at now. This Blanco spot. You can look at Blanco for strikeouts. He's another guy. Blanco and Houck, both of their strikeouts at 5.5. Both of these guys going up against 2 high strikeout teams on the season. Both of these guys have potential upside on them 5.5s if you want to ladder these guys, right? Like I said, yesterday I took a ladder spot on Cabrera up to 9Ks. Couldn't talk off neither one of these guys. Kirby has the ability to hit outs. No runs first inning candidate game here for the Seattle game. What else? No runs first inning candidate for the Angels game and for this Detroit Tigers game as well. No runs first inning game candidate for this Phillies game. Okay, that's where we at right now. This Chicago White Sox game right here, the Sonny Gray. I like his outs, moneyline parlays, run line straights. You could take a stab at some of his Ks, all that, right? Sonny Gray. You could go over here to ESPN and just get a trifecta or something going on. Don't forget about the win, right? You can also bet the wins here. You get better numbers. You get better numbers for those as well. Let's see. For the White Sox game, Sonny Gray. Let's see if we would go with something like I don't know what his numbers are for the win here. So you get 5.5 Ks for Sonny Gray. Another guy, his K is sitting up there that you could probably get plus money for the what's he gonna get for the win? Minus 115 for the win. His outs is a parlay piece at minus 200. So you can weigh one of these out if you want to. Hits allowed, earned runs allowed, strikeouts, 5.5. You could go with something like a 5.5 strikeouts. You could go with something like you can go with the outs, 5.5 strikeouts in 6 innings. That's plus money right there. You could put the money line in there if you wanted to take them on the money line, or you could take them on the run line if you want to and get a plus 400 for that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you can mix and match some things like that. Use all the rest of these books to your advantage. I'll be using that as a parlay piece. It's out for sure. Didn't look at bats in that spot. Who's pitching again? Sorry, I didn't even look at that. Keller. Like, I don't want nothing to do with that. Right? But yeah, the bats here, Duran, Abreu, and Devers, right? Now moving along, what else? Where was I at? Moving along here. Moneyline parlays, run line straights. St. Louis. The Dodgers. And the Braves. Wow. How the fuck did I know these guys was even playing? Oh man. Tomorrow I'll be way more sharper. And I got a road trip. I'll be way more sharper tomorrow. But let's look at this San Diego Padres Arizona matchup real quick before I get out of here. Shit. Let's see. Mm. Cease, man. I don't know what's up with this shit, boy. Who they playing again? Arizona. Right. So if I'm not mistaken, Arizona been striking out as of late. That's 14 days. Arizona. Okay, yeah. Okay. On the season. 87 WRC plus. I would look at Cease's. Cease got that shit. He can bring it. He can strike your ass out at any time. He can get hot on the strikeouts at any time. One more time. Let me take another look at the last 7 days. I just want to see something. See who's trending. So they trending. They trending. Arizona's trending up in the strikeout category. Okay. Last 7 days they are ninth. Last 14 days they are 17th. So they moving up. WRC plus still down. Um, Tennessee's out at 16 and a half. I think he can hit that. Let's see something here. He's got a 22.9% K rate versus this team. Um, this boy here's got a 20. Sessione got a 28% K rate. He's got a 25% K rate. Definitely no one's first inning candidate here. Where they at? Arizona probably wouldn't bet it, but it is one though. It is one. Might get a decent number on it. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see though. The outs for him. He's went. He's hit this number 4 straight games, man. One, two, three, four, five straight games. He's hit this outs line a 5 straight game. And his outs line is sitting at 16 and a half right now. So if you want to get there, you can get there. I like it. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I like it. I just want to make sure I'm not getting tricked into liking it. He's got 6 Ks better in every game except for one. And that was versus the Padres. He's only given up 2 home runs this year. Hasn't given up only given up more than 2 runs in one game. And that was versus the Padres. So I think it's some value on his outs. I mean, his outs in this. I think you take it. I think you take it. He is on the road, but I think you take it. I think you take it. Don't forget to straight bet. You got to straight bet. Sometimes you got to lay the juice, but you got to straight bet. What's the strikeout prop sitting at? Cease 5.5. Don't tell me it's at 5.5. 6.5 at plus money. Interesting. Sessione, this guy. Who is this guy? Is he a? He must be a. Who the fuck is Sessione? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. This guy must be. He must be one of them reliever guys or something like that. No, damn. Why don't I know about Sessione? Back-to-back games with 6 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts versus Seattle. Of course, Seattle. Like Seattle strike out a lot, but I don't know. I can't put a bet on him right now, but it looks good. But I don't know. 1 second, guys. 1 second. So it's looking like money line parlay for me would be Philly. No, money line parlay. Just to be getting it out the way. And you know what, too? What is Martin Perez K's? You know what? What is his strikeout prop? Because completely overlooked that. 3.5, 4.5. Even if you want to tease it down, it's in play. Okay, even if you want to tease it down, it's in play. I forgot all about that. The Rockies striking out. Colorado, they're striking out. I completely overlooked that. My fault about that. So that you could definitely look at him for strikeouts. Ooh, I didn't even see my shit is all. That's that's that sunlight coming in on my green screen, man. I would have to configure that, but it is what it is. Fuck it for right now. We trying to get to this money. So Martin Perez strikeouts in play. Martin Perez strikeouts in play. I'm finna goddamn it. Mm, I'm gonna add his 4 strikeouts in. He's a fucking ladder candidate. Perez might go out there and strike these guys the fuck out, man. Straight up, 6, 7, 8 Ks. Straight up, man. 6, 7, 8 Ks, man. He might come out there and give it to him. He got 2 minutes. How did I completely overlook that? I don't know. I completely overlooked that. I'm taking the Boston Red Sox, man, probably as a straight bet. Money line parlay. Uh, Guardians, the Angels. I mean, the Guardians. Uh, the Phillies, the Guardians, and Philly Guardians and St. Louis. Now I'm gonna be greedy and put in. I'm gonna be greedy and add in the Blue Jays. Then add in. I'm gonna add in the Blue Jays. Fucking Houston, man. God dang, man. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna just take. I'm gonna alter some K's and shit like that. I'm gonna alter some K's and shit like that. I just took Minnesota straight, not an official play, but it is what it is. Might end up taking Houston Astros. I might take the Astros money line, and I might take the Astros under. I might take them separately, money line, and then I might take them under. Take that game under 8.5. Um, I took the outs for 18.5 outs, right? For Nola. Um, outs here. So let's see. I'm in the strikeouts right now. So like I said, I'm gonna go over this again, right? And then let me filter this over here to this Dodgers game here. So I could talk about some bats real quick when I get done with this. Dodgers, I'll give you guys Braves and Dodgers. Dang, man, Braves and Dodgers. Mm, Braves and Dodgers. Mm, damn, Freddie Freeman 10 for 20 versus him. Olsen. I'm taking the over in this shit. Fuck they thought. First and foremost, definitely doing that. Taking it over there. What is it? They just gonna have to fuck me up. 9. I don't like that solid number, but I'm gonna take it, man. Stone, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna bet a lot. Would love to see the bats come out and play this one here. Straight up, we'd love to see the bats come out and play. That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. I need to see who's in that lineups. All right. I was over here. Some plays here. Let's see. So, okay, Nola. Okay, Nola's off the board already. We already took his outs, right? Um, this is strikeouts. I think you can live bet Martin Perez strikeouts. I think he's gonna go over. Kikuchi. I will look at his outs. I probably won't be betting too many strikeouts today. What I do want to do here is Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray just coming off of a game. I think he went ballistic strikeouts. Um, Cease strikeouts in play. I'll be teasing. You can tease him down. I probably would tease down those guys. But Blanco and Houck, I think you could go over 5.5. Those are my two ladder candidates. I put it like that. My two ladder candidates. Those are my two ladder candidates. Blanco and Houck. Then for outs here, you can look at damn, this is crazy. Not easy. This is crazy. I mean, I can see instances where Stroman and Reese Olson gets there. Damn. Bybee. Houck is in play. If I had to take one of these guys, I would probably look at Blanco. I don't know, man. Both of these guys in play though. Both of them. Blanco for straights, Kirby for parlays, Sonny Gray outs for parlays. Cease straights and parlays. That's minus 135. I'll lay that juice. That's about it, right? That's about it. Now you can't parlay up same games unless you're doing it in ESPN bet. Okay? ESPN bet there. The Miami Marlins and Oakland game, I didn't look at that one. I can do a quick drive back for that one. Let me see. The Miami Oakland game. I don't have any specific bats for that for that for that Dodgers game. I like now Freddie Freeman, right? He's 10 for 20 versus Charlie Morton, 4 singles, 3 doubles, 3 home runs. Freddie and top bats for me from that game would be Freddie and Ronald Acuna Jr. And you could definitely look at Ronald Acuna for stolen bases, okay? And Otani, right? Otani. Justin Turner. Do not forget about Justin Turner. Please do not forget about Justin Turner. And then one quick look at this Miami Marlins game, and I'm out of here, guys. Miami Marlins and who they playing against? Oakland. So Reyes done heated up. We know this already. Uh so what's the total on this one here? I'll probably be looking at the over here. I think both of these. I don't know. I'll tell you this right here. I'll look at. I'll probably be looking at the over here. I ain't gonna lie. I might look at the over. I got interest in the over here, but I don't know. Bets. I would say. Abraham Toro looks good. Reyes looks good. I'm gonna pump my brakes on the over. I'm gonna pump my brakes on the over here. Uh, I'm gonna put my brakes on the over. Reyes, Toro, somebody like that, Brent Rooker. Those guys look okay. Brent Rooker, SD Ruiz. You can look at him. But yeah, and Ruiz for stolen bases as well. All right. So those guys you can look at stolen bases as well. All right. Um, like I said, if I want to do that money line parlay, so I got Justin Turner's at bat right now. Justin Turner's at bat right now. I took his hits, runs, and RBIs. Right. I'm also going to be watching this game very closely. See it live. Right. Justin Turner's at bat right now. MLB. Let's see. Justin Turner's at bat right now. Oh shit! How do you do the fucking? I want to see this at bat. Not MLB TV, man. MLB.com. That's it. Whatever, bro. God damn. I want to see this at bat. He might. Oh, he's out. Whatever. He's out. He's out. It's all right. I think I'm going to go back and bet on him again. I don't know. He's out. Did we hit the no runs first inning here? For the Phillies game? Not yet. Trey Turner's up the bat. Interesting. Okay. All right, guys. Um, I'm taking the Red Sox. I'm taking the value on the Red Sox. And like I said, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to ladder these two guys, Blanco and Houck. Okay. That sums it up, man. Peace out, family. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Ugh.